What honestly is amazing is how much this is going to change over the next year. And this is the last time we're going to see Samsung have this much stock, such shares, such domination of the market. So going back to quarter one of 2022, Samsung sat at around 76% complete shares, right? Quarter two 2022, they dropped down to around 50, 48%. And a lot of reasons why is because they were only phone on the market and not really many people care about flippable phones in 22. Quarter three, they skyrocket up. Now, quarter three, keep in mind, is around it's around that, not Christmas time, because quarter four is October to December, but it's before October, I think it's after June or July. Kind of that quarter three time. That's when the phones start coming out, and bam, now they're skyrocketing. Going a little bit down in quarter four, obviously October to Christmas. And then they really plummeted at the beginning of this year in quarter one, going down to almost the lowest they've ever been share-wise. And then in quarter two, their lowest they have ever been. Then they skyrocket back up in quarter three when they released the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and the Z Flip 5, all the way up to not the most, but definitely up there, higher up there, 42% about. Oh, sorry, 60, not 42%. I think this is 72%. And then going down again with quarter four. Again, obviously, this is projection numbers based on right now so far, October to now. So let's talk about this, because there are other companies on this list here. Google, Honor, Samsung, Tecno, Vivo, Huawei, Motorola, Oppo, and Swami. I always say the name incorrectly. But anyway, though, obviously there's no OnePlus, but OnePlus is literally Oppo. Like, it's just a rebranded Oppo. So you can see right now, the only company that's really gaining a lot of traction, even getting close to Samsung, is Huawei. And I do believe Huawei will go international next year with their cell phones. So once they start going international, they're going to start skyrocketing up this board. And you're going to see a lot of these companies. Google already is now obviously international with the Pixel Fold. Pixel Fold 2 is going to get a lot of traction. I would not be surprised if Vivo, who is a sister company of Oppo, a sister company of OnePlus, if OnePlus starts releasing a rebranded version of the Vivo Fold 2. I would not be surprised if they release two different foldable phones. Now, OnePlus did say when they released the, Oppo Find N3 Remastered Edition, it's rebranded, they did say that they believe them and Oppo. I know some people call it Oppo. I think it's Oppo. That's literally what their president or their CEO called it. So Oppo, what Oppo and OnePlus agreed was that the Find N3 was the best phone on the market. It was the best foldable phone. So that's why they rebranded it. They said they didn't need to create a new phone. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that with Vivo too. Vivo, OnePlus, Oppo. All under one sister companies, under one giant umbrella, which I believe is something entertainment. BGE Entertainment. It's like, there's it's an acronym for it. But anyway, though, so yes, I would not be surprised if those companies came together and, we saw like a OnePlus Vivo phone rebranded. Motorola, they're still trying to kick here. Keep in mind that any company, I feel like, that gets into the just flippable phone market, they're never really, they could technically get in a very high stake here and really take over. But I think it's harder to do that outside of, like, if you do flippable and foldable, because then you have that, diversity in your product. And don't be wrong, the Motorola Razr, is a great phone. It's literally the only flippable phone right now you can get that has 144 hertz on the inside display is Motorola. You can't get that with Samsung. You can't get that with any other company, not even Oppo or Oppo. You have to get it with with Motorola, which is actually a really cool benefit. Not only that, Motorola does give you the cheap option and the expensive option. Expensive option being $1,000, the cheap option being $600. That's something that we do not see with any of these other phone brands. So, again, like I said before, there are plus and minuses to everyone. But I think right now, the general public, I feel like, are now finally getting into these foldable, flippable phones. And by Q4 of 2024, I'm expecting a complete opposite shift to what we see here. Not like Samsung being very low, like to a point where they're on the bottom, but I'm expecting them to be down in the 30 to 40%, while we're going to see other companies like Google with the Google Pixel Fold 2. We're going to see that be a lot higher up. Right now, Google is the very bottom here. Same thing with Oppo. Same thing with, Huawei. And it's going to be interesting to see how Samsung does react, because I've said this many times that the Galaxy Z Fold 6 has to be an update. We can't get no more of this like, oh, one or two things get updated, nothing special, because guess what? There's competition now, Samsung. You can't get away with just giving us a nothing burger and think you're going to walk away with that, because I think overall wise, the community is not going to accept that. There are so many other companies now who are creating great products. You're not the only show in town anymore. You're not monopolizing this in any way anymore. You are now, just one of many options. So, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.